Hello, I'm Rain Grady and welcome to the Australian city of Brisbane. Now you're probably wondering why I'm dressed like this. Well, I believe to tell a story you sometimes have to step a little bit back into time. Well, around about 200 years ago, Brisbane, like the rest of Australia, was a penal colony, a place where Britain shipped all of its unwanted convicts. And then the early settlers discovered this place. They toiled and built buildings like this one. Before they knew it, they built a city. If only they could see it now. Brisbane is the third largest city in Australia, in one of the most vibrant regions of the country. Now, I have to admit to a slight bias. This is my old hometown. When it comes to exploring Brisbane, I tend to think you're in pretty good hands. So what are we waiting for? Brisbane is the capital of Queensland, otherwise known as the Sunshine State of Australia, and that sums up the mood here as well as the weather. Brisbane is the hub of a warm region that stretches from the Gold Coast in the south, past the Great Barrier Reef to the Cape in the north. Experiencing Brisbane means spending most of your time outdoors, under the sky in the markets, outside in the cafes and restaurants. But the heart of this city is its waterway. The Brisbane River winds alongside the old timber homes of the past to the towering skyscrapers of a young downtown, where most of the buildings are less than 20 years old. Cruise back through time on a paddle steamer or hit the water in one of these. This is a city cat, part of a river transport network commissioned by Brisbane's Lord Mayor, who proudly showed me one of the best views of the city.
These cats were designed in Brisbane, built in Brisbane for the Brisbane City Council, $1.2 million each. There's 6 of them on the river, and we'll probably put a couple more on soon.
They're so popular that the city has had to limit the amount of time you can stay on board. No mere commuters here, these passengers were on for the fun.
No jam, no chocolate.
No prizes for guessing she's from Bangkok. Older travellers can once again enjoy their river.
It's about time. I've been here a long time and I can see big changes. It's really lovely.
As one older person in Brisbane said to me the other day, the river is a noble river. We're cleaning it up, the water quality is improving, and I think it is really becoming the very centre of Brisbane.
You know, not so many years ago, everyone used to build their buildings facing away from the river. But these days, everything's been turned around. And why wouldn't it be with a view like this? As a result, scores of restaurants have popped up along these shorelines. Brisbane has truly become the cafe society. Wander into the heart of the downtown area and you'll see what I mean. The City Mall is a mecca for coffee addicts, not to mention shopaholics like me. I discovered the state's largest shopping arcade, the Myer Centre, a vast atrium topped off with an amusement park.
And what we have is a very open, ambient mall, which gives people a variety. They can either shop in air-conditioned comfort here, or they can wander outside and meander through. Particularly, we now have a lot of the al fresco dining areas, and people can sit down, have a cup of coffee and watch the world go by.
I was in the mood to take a gamble, but where in Brisbane do you find a casino? In the government treasury, of course. Actually, this is the old Treasury building, beautifully refurbished with all the best that only money can buy. High rollers can stay here, or you can just play for the day. I wandered through the Conrad International Hotel, also part of a turn-of-the-century complex that's been restored to mint condition.
If it's privacy you like, then that's what we can offer. If you really want to be part of the hubbub of the Australian casino, as you can see behind us, then you can do that as well.
I was just in time to watch a magnificent sunset over the river. That one, I'm pleased to say, was on the house. Now, this is one of my favourite journeys. We've been travelling along for about half an hour. We're about to cruise round a bend up ahead that will take us past some of the city's stately old homes. Brisbane truly is a river city. Its history is mapped all along these shores. It's the waterway and the tourism trail that I've chosen to follow.
Brisbane's a great city. Rain is very friendly, very relaxed, terrific climate as you can see here today. And it's just a great place to live. Yeah, it's a great place to live.
The head of Brisbane Tourism got me started. So where are we standing right now?
Here we're in King George Square, which is virtually in the middle of the city. We've got City Hall over there, which is a very old historic building.
Old buildings. When you're sightseeing, start at the beginning. So I got into the spirit of things and set out to follow Brisbane's heritage trail. No time to linger too long in the past. I had an appointment with Ranger Mel. This is the Boondal Wetlands Reserve, an oasis of mangroves, salt marshes and tidal flats, where you can study some of the other creatures that call Brisbane home. Cycle, walk or paddle your way through a fascinating water world. I just saw a little bird out there. This really is a special place, isn't it?
Oh, Boondal Wetlands, yeah. Some of the birds that you can see through here are some of the little fairy wrens, the red-backed fairy wren. And the bird that I just heard calling before was a kingfisher, a forest kingfisher. So there's lots of really good bird activities, bird watching that you can do here.
So you'd never be disappointed, would you?
Oh no, it's shorebirds, forest birds to see.
But the whole concept of this is quite unique, isn't it? That you can actually get very close to the Australian bushland and not get too dirty.
Not get too dirty, that's right.
On a high note, I headed downtown to the Kangaroo Point Cliffs, an inner city abseiler's dream. Who needs to head for the hills? Head to Moreton Bay instead, where you can explore scores of islands teeming with wildlife. Chances are the closest you'll come to some of the furry locals will be just a short river journey from your hotel. This is my new friend Cashew, who's one of the residents of Lone Pine, the world's oldest and largest koala sanctuary. So how's life here, Cashew? You can feed the animals, but be warned, they're a hungry lot. I let restaurateur Jenny Edwards cook me an enormous T-bone.
When I go out, I probably still tend to have a steak.
I bet she says that to all the diners. Head north or south of Brisbane and you can relax on golden beaches. But I chose a stroll in the park. We all need time to stop and smell the roses.